appropriate to mention that England have failed to score in 5 of their last 8 internationals. And remember, Bobby Robson does have the option of bringing on either Mark Hateley or Trevor Francis, or even both, should he wish. Things don't improve in front of goal. Here's Barnes. Also a question from the East German point of view as to whether they keep on Joachim Streich, or whether, now that he's made this historic 100th appearance, he is replaced later in the second half, as some people thought he would be. Here's Barnes. Mariner. Wilkins. And here's Woodcock. Good effort. It's come back off the keeper. Mariner didn't make it. The keeper did. He's played well, this goalkeeper. 25 years old, only his 4th cap. Tony Woodcock, who set things moving here on the edge of the area. It was a wicked shot. The keeper didn't gather the first time, but he did the second from Mariner. Same old story, that the crowd are waiting for England to show the imagination which might open up the opposing defence, which is very well organised. Here's Ray Wilkins to Barnes. Sansom's cross. Mariner coming in. Williams is there. And Butcher, but it was Steinbach who beat both of them, and this could be dangerous because Minger's got Ernst making a run through the centre. The number 10, and he got away from the defender, who was Duxbury. And the cross wasn't bad. Oh, it had to be taken out by Butcher. That was a swift, incisive break by East Germany, and it had England in all sorts of difficulties. Ernst was the player that pulled away and made it possible by drifting away from Mike Duxbury and finding plenty of space. And when he crossed the ball, it was Tropper, the number 6, who thundered in and was deprived by Butcher. The header out is by Robson. The attempted shot by Streich. And that was something of a let-off for England. So a warning there from the East Germans that they can be deadly on the counter-attack. Here's Robson for England. Woodcock, Sansom. Wilkins into Mariner. Woodcock pulling away to the far side of the area, but the final pass again letting England down. And here's Steinbach for East Germany. Good running from the midfield by Liebers, the number 7. He made tremendous ground there. And Minga was hoping that would come to him, but Sansom was in first. But England have got to watch the runs too of Tropper, the number 6. He's come forward twice very ominously from midfield and nearly got on the end of things. Zurcher. England have got to find some verve and bounce from somewhere. They're going to open up the match. Nice control by Ernst. And Tropper now, playing much further forward in the second half. Ernst goes for the return. And he got there and was fouled by Duxbury. Ernst is giving Duxbury a difficult time. He's got away twice in the last few minutes. And there's the figure of Bernd Stanger, the East German coach, and two of his medical staff have gone onto the pitch and then been sent away by the referee. Now Streich is standing in a threatening position, so is Liebers. And that was curled beautifully by Dörner, the captain and sweeper. And it needed the save too. Peter Shilton making sure. Starman is forward again. There's Liebers. Sanson, Barnes, Robson, Tropper, Dörner, who just took that free kick. What a good player he looks there at the back, 88 caps. Steinbach trying to shake off the challenge of Duxbury, and he's had to come a long way round to do it, but in doing so he gave the ball straight to John Barnes. Now Marin is in the centre, so is Woodcock. Starman's take nearly everything in the air. Robson, Barnes. Got the cross in, but it was easy for the keeper. Sanson. England still looking for ingenuity up front. Referee got a touch there inadvertently, but Dörner for East Germany. There are many who feel the East Germans would have won the Olympic final, or at least got to the final, had they been involved in the games. They were Olympic champions actually back in '76 in Montreal, and were also runners-up in 1980 in Moscow. They're holding their own here. As Wright comes forward and finds Woodcock. Now Sanson. Woodcock's continued his run. But it's in that last third of the field where England have failed to produce what's required, and that's, I'm afraid, a rather sad and sorry repetition of what's happened in other recent internationals. And Wilkins caught by Minga, and Liebers through the centre here, brought down by Duxbury, who gets the warning from the referee. A yellow card has been shown to Mike Duxbury because Liebers there was through and on his way, and Duxbury stopped him with a late tackle. Well, there are 15 minutes gone in the second half, and Dörner, who curled the earlier free kick, has gone across to the ball again. Streich is also there, and Zurcher. Streich, all well held by Shilton. That was vicious from Joachim Streich. Butcher. Now Robson. played by Streich. This is Tropper. Steinbach is coming down the left. The East Germans looking far more dangerous in attack in the second half. Got their confidence now. Ernst. Seen some good goalkeeping tonight. And Peter Shilton had to make sure that he held that free kick. Joachim Streich drove it with venom, and Shilton collected safely. Zurcher. Minger. Well, frustration again up to now for England and their supporters. Familiar pattern here at Wembley, but can they do something about it? This is Mariner. Slow hand clap breaking out, which I'm afraid is inevitable. Wilkins battling away there. Mariner now. Back heel found Duxbury. Barnes was in there. Duxbury's cross. Wilkins, who produced variety with the back heel. And when the cross from Duxbury came in, the challenge by the defender was enough to make sure Barnes' effort went over. Wilkins. England sadly in need of more momentum. Here's Mariner. And it may come here. Duxbury. He's won it back. Well played by Duxbury. Woodcock let it go. Robson didn't quite make it. And the East Germans were made to hurry there. Here's Sanson. Woodcock's done some good running in wide positions. And Mariner couldn't make it. It bounced awkwardly for him after Robson had gone in first on the goalkeeper. And that may have been a foul anyway. It just seemed to me that Robson may have committed a foul there before the chance went on to Mariner. The cross by Tony Woodcock here. Robson comes hurtling in first. Foul on the keeper, I would have thought. The bounce deceived Mariner. There's going to be a substitution made here by East Germany, and the 100th international appearance of Joachim Streich is over. It was, in parts, like his career has been, very distinguished. He hit the post with a tremendous shot, showed some good skills, but he is the player being replaced. As the East Germans said, he almost certainly would be.
Number 15, Hans Richter, replaces number 9,
So Hans Richter, who was in the East German team which beat Romania a couple of weeks ago, as expected, is the replacement. My impression is that there's going to be a double change, probably Haitley and Francis for Mariner and Woodcock. But here's Richter. And Kenny Sanson got to him and conceded the corner. Starman came in with the flick, and that was an important header as well, away from Ernst, who was closing in. The header was by Mariner. So it's England who, having failed to penetrate at the other end, are now being made to look less than comfortable in their own penalty area. As Francis prepares. This corner to be taken by Liebers on the far side. Got a touch in there, and the overhead kick from Richter, who's only just come on, could easily have put East Germany in front. Very close. And the double substitution as the East Germans produce a worthy move from the corner. England make two changes. go Paul Mariner and Tony Woodcock, and on come Mark Hateley and Trevor Francis, two players now earning their living in Italy. Now, it's come very late, I must say that, under 10 minutes to go. So Bobby Robson gave Mariner and Woodcock every chance, he would feel. Whether they felt they had chances is another matter. This is Wilkins, because his ball was downfield to the strikers. Francis. But Bobby Robson admitted this week that in fielding what he thought was his best team, the area of strongest competition was up front. And up front for East Germany there was Minga. But both the players who've come on for England felt a little hurt to be left out when the team was named yesterday. They haven't been given very much time to prove the manager wrong. That was Francis. This is Duxbury. And Wilkins. And now Kenny Sansom. And Wilkins is in there. And Robson! What a goal! At last, the crowd had something to cheer. And it couldn't have been finished in better style. Brian Robson's 10th goal for his country. And what a way to go into double figures. Kenny Sansom with the long cross. Ray Wilkins was well forward with the header. And watch Robson take this on the volley. That's first-class finishing. And the goal came 8 minutes from the end. And it came from midfield. The header by Wilkins, the volley by Robson, the goalkeeper no chance, England in front. And it came within a minute of the two substitutes coming on. Brian Robson, though, producing that tremendous volley to put England into the lead. Forward by Williams, Hateley on his way, Muller off his line. There seems to have been a shroud lifted from the England team since the ball went in the net. They're leaving the throw to Sansom. To go. Butcher's hovering around there. And there's a chance there for number 2 for Francis, and somehow the defender and goalkeeper blocked him. Butcher came to meet the throw and caused all sorts of confusion in the defence here by his sheer presence. And Francis closed in on, actually it looked a bad miss on the replay there. Hateley's in the centre, being joined now by Robson. Two players square of Francis. One of them is Williams, the other is Wilkins. Hateley, good touch. Wilkins. That's good play, but Durner's oh, Hateley now. A block again, and once more Hateley. And Francis. Keeper equal to it though, from Trevor Francis. Now Ernst. Minga just inside him, well played. Watching that safely by. The East Germans late in the day making a second substitution. Number 13, Jürgen Raab, who scored Bramall Lane in that under-21 semi-final. His last appearance international in England. He's on, and off goes Rainer Ernst, number 10. It's come almost in stoppage time, that substitution by the East Germans. what looked like being a desolate night for England, at least saved by Brian Robson's blockbuster, which gives Bobby Robson's team victory in their opening international of the season. Nobody would pretend that was an impressive England performance. They laboured for 82 minutes without anything to show for it, and then a well-constructed move just after the double substitution, enabling Robson to fire home a memorable goal, even though the rest of England's performance was far from that. The East Germans well organised, but defeated at the last, and obviously a lot of discussion about the England team now for the next match against Finland, particularly I would think as to the strikers. But on the night, England at last, or at least got home by 1-0. I wonder what Bobby Robson himself made of all that.
Well, I'm very pleased, as it happens, because I thought the performance showed a lot of promise. We've never played together, that team, and it's our one dummy run. And I thought, quite honestly, the front two played superbly well. I thought they, because they were 3 against 2 all evening, with the 3 defenders on those two, and they brought the 3 defenders together, then they spun off them, and I thought their runs and their spins were superb all night. And they kept us playing, they kept showing, didn't hide, took a lot of tackling and some work, you know, from behind all evening. And I would like to think 3/4 of the cheers were for the 2 players who came off, as opposed to the 2 players who went on, in all honesty.
I have to put it to you, though, that amid those cheers, there were an awful lot of slow hang through again.
Yes, but you can't stop the slow hand clapping, I guess. Slow hand clapping because we hadn't scored, not because of our football, because I thought our football was very good. We had a lot of possession, looked very comfortable on the ball, all over the pitch. You know, we looked as though we had 11 true internationals on the pitch for the first time for a long time too. So I was happy with that, and it should have all been over by half-time. I mean, if we only could have turned our football into goals in the first 45 minutes. We could have been sitting back quite relaxed and, you know, with a smile on our faces.
I must say, it's only 5 goals in 9 internationals. I mean, finishing is still the problem, it would seem.
Yes, of course. I mean, at this level, you know, they really marked very well. They were difficult to dislodge, obviously. They gave us nothing. And the Swiffer was always a useful player. Goalkeeper played quite well. But we made chances. And with the 2 that came on anyway, Francis and Haley, you know, we really, in my opinion, since that counts, since I picked the team, but, you know, we have the best players on show here tonight, you know, so they've done their best, and we won what was a difficult match. I mean, to be honest, it looked as though we weren't going to score, and when you sort of give it a, this is what football does to you, it gives you a lift at the time that you need it most, because the goal came quite unexpectedly. I mean, Ray Wilkins, I thought at the time, actually headed the ball wrongly, because Trevor Francis had taken a lovely position behind Ray, and I thought Ray was just going to flick it for Trevor, but he headed you know, the other way, as it were, and Brian Robson obviously hit the superb volley with his right foot. So it was a goal out of the blue, but that's football, and we needed it.
So summing it all up very quickly, before you go into the World Cup, you're not discouraged?
John, I'm really quite delighted. I'm really pleased with the players. I think the players have done very well, and as I said, it could be the turning point. I hope so, because I do think there was some distinct promise there in the performance of the team.
Well, we hope so too, Bobby. All the best for the World Cup.
Thank you very much.